Hi everybody, welcome to our channel Stats Magic. Now presenting NET syllabus National Eligibility Test with the aim of achieving JRF also. JRF. So okay, coming to the video, I have made one introduction video about this, saying the importance of attention, retention, and reducing the distractions to zero and all. So as I said, I am going to start the NET syllabus. As of now, I am referring to Truman's book, Truman series book. After finishing this, we can, I will also check other books also, refer other books also. If there is anything like we can deal with those books, if there is anything interesting or the way of saying, way of presenting is different, I'll make that. But first we need to cover all the syllabus, especially paper 1 because it is common to all. So first I am focusing on paper 1 only. Okay, so now let us go by step, which is the first unit, which is teaching aptitude. How I go about it is, at this point of time, I will be reading and going. So wherever there is the need for explanation, I will be explaining. If there is anything like too much of text is there, if there is some unnecessary, not unnecessary, but if it is not required, you can learn by yourself, read by yourself, then I will be just reading and going. So reading and going and you listening is also important. Why? Because why am I saying this? When you are watching the video itself, if you are getting everything, it's fine. No, there is no need for you to spend again for reading again another time. See, watching videos another time. You can do if you have time. You can do and you should do if you have time. You should do. But what I'm saying is, as I said in the first video itself, get it the first time. Okay, it may not be possible, but your attitude should be getting it the first time, understanding it the first time. Then again, as I said, for retention and all, again revision is there. Repeatedly you can watch or read, those things are there. So okay, now let's get into the video. So first is the teaching aptitude. So in teaching aptitude, we have these main objectives are teaching, or the main contents are teaching learners characteristics, factors affecting teaching related to okay, I'll come to details later. Next, methods of teaching in institutions of higher learning, teaching support system, evaluation system. So these are the broad areas that are covered under teaching aptitude. So again, in each thing, what is there we'll see. In teaching, concept, objectives, what are covered in teaching? Concept, objectives, levels of teaching, which means memory, understanding, and reflective. These are the levels of teaching: memory level, understanding level, and reflective level. So here itself we have to get a see. When I say levels of teaching, under levels of teaching, there is memory, understanding, and reflective. This can be a multiple choice question. So what are the levels of teaching? Option A, memory; B, understanding; C, reflective; D, all the above. Like that. So or whichever the following is one of the levels of teaching. They may say memory, and other three options some other they may give. Then you have to see select memory like that. So that's why when you focus, at least you will get these kinds of things. So anyway, levels of teaching, under levels of teaching, memory level of teaching, understanding level of teaching, reflective level of teaching is there. Then characteristics and basic requirements. That is one thing. Next broad area is learners characteristics. Under learners characteristics, what are covered? Characteristics of adolescent and adult learners, uh, which are academic, social, emotional, and cognitive. Characteristics of adolescent and adult learners are academic, social, emotional, and cognitive. Then there is individual differences. That is second one. Now third broad area is factors affecting teaching related to teacher, learner, support material, instructional facilities, learning environment, and institution. Okay, that is third broad thing that is covered under this. And fourth broad concept is methods of teaching in institutions of higher learning. In higher learning institutions, what are the methods of teaching? One is teacher-centered versus learner-centered methods. Another one is offline versus online methods. Another one is, okay, in online method, they gave some examples like Swayam Prabha, MOOCs, etc. Next broad concept is, or broad area is teaching support systems. So what are the teaching support systems? Traditional, modern, and ICT based. Traditional, modern, and ICT based. Evaluation systems. Elements and types of evaluation. Evaluation in choice-based credit system in higher education. Computer-based testing. Innovations in evaluation system. So under evaluation system, what are covered here? Elements and types of evaluation. One is that. Elements and types of evaluation. Second is evaluation in choice-based credit system in higher education. Next, computer-based testing. Next, in innovation in evaluation systems. So these are the six. These are the six broad areas that are covered under the first unit teaching aptitude. Under paper 1 we have 10 units. This first unit is teaching aptitude, and in that mainly these six are covered. So here itself there are possible for multiple choice questions, and these are being asked in exams also. Because under levels of teaching, memory, understand, reflect. On this question is possible, multiple they can give. Again, here we have like teacher-centered, learner-centered also. Mean methods of teaching in institutions of higher learning. Teacher-centered versus learner-centered. Offline versus online. For online methods, they gave example. Offline versus online methods, they gave examples. Swayam, Swayamprabha, MOOCs. That is. And next, in factors affecting teaching. So, what are the factors that are affecting teaching? One is teacher, one is learner, one is support material and instructional facilities, learning environment and institution. So these are all the factors that affect teaching. Okay, now let's go one by one. Now under concept of teaching, what are covered? Under concept of teaching, what are covered? One is traditional concept, another one is modern concept. Yeah, that's all. So one is traditional concept and modern concept. So I will be like reading and going. Wherever it is needed, some explanation is needed, I will give the explanation. And also wherever I am not giving explanation, you are unable to get it, you have to comment that. You have to comment that words or some sentences where I am reading. So here I didn't understand where you read this, then I will explain. Okay. See, this is the like I am only starting with this kind of teaching. Later, after going through this kind of my method of making videos, what I do is based on the feedback and comments that I'm getting, so I should continue like this, or I should change something, like I should prepare everything and on the board I will explain like that. Now here also, whenever it is required, whenever it is necessary, I will use the board. But why I started like this is because after like my videos, it should be like reading also. Reading is also covered in this, and getting the points and explanation, understanding also should be covered. So that's why I'm going like this. Further, if there are any improvements, I will do. So okay, now I'm quickly getting into the concept of teaching. So as this is the like first videos, I may be going bit slow. Later, I'm based on the feedback I get, I may continue bit faster, because anyway you have the options of reducing and increasing the speed. No, 1.25, 1.5, 0.75, 0.5, like that. You have the options. Not only 0.75, 0.5, you can reduce and increase by 0.05 also. 1.05, 1.10, or reducing to 0.9 to 0.9. That is their option. So okay, now quickly getting into the concept. Now the concept of teaching. First is the traditional concept. Teaching is the act of imparting instructions to the learners in the classroom situation. It is traditional classroom teaching. In traditional classroom teaching, the teacher gives information to students, or one of the students reads from a textbook while the other students silently follow him. While imparting knowledge, teacher should keep in mind the child as well as the orderly presentation of subject matter. So this is a traditional concept. Now I quickly go through the modern concept, then we compare both this. Modern concept. Teaching is to cause the pupil to learn and acquire the desired knowledge, skills, and also desirable ways of living in the society. It is a process in which learner, teacher, curriculum, and other variables are organized in a systematic and psychological way to attain some predetermined goals. So okay, now I'll quickly go through like traditional concept and modern concept. See, in traditional concept they are saying it is mainly act of imparting instructions to the learners, that means to the students in the classroom situation. It is traditional classroom teaching. Okay, that is fine. Now, in traditional classroom teaching, mainly the teacher gives information. Note these points. In traditional classroom teaching, mainly the teacher gives information to students, or teacher giving information to the students directly, or one of the students reads from a textbook. As I am reading now, one of the students reads from a textbook while other students follow him silently. As the student is reading, other students will follow from their own textbooks. From his own textbook, one student is reading, other students will, wherever he is reading, they will be going through like that in traditional concept, while other students silently follow him. While imparting knowledge, teachers should keep in mind. So under traditional concept, while imparting knowledge to the students, so teacher should keep in mind the child as well as the orderly presentation subject matter. So how is the child receiving, that focus should be on the child, the focus should be there, and also orderly presentation subject matter. Whatever the subject the teacher is teaching, it should be being presented in a orderly manner. That means like unit by unit or step by step, concept by concept, like that. Next, under modern concept, teaching is to cause the pupil to learn. Pupil means student to learn and acquire desired knowledge. So in this, teaching is to cause the pupil or the student to learn and acquire the desired knowledge of their subject matter, and also acquire the skills and also desirable ways of living in the society. So how one should live in the society, desirable ways of living in the society, that also should be taught to the student by the teacher under modern concept. It is not just merely imparting information to the learners or students, or one student learning from the text and other following, not just that. It should also include acquiring desired knowledge, making the student to acquire the desired knowledge, skills, and also desirable ways of living in the society also. It is a process in which learner, teacher, curriculum, that means syllabus, curriculum, and other variables are organized in a systematic and psychological way to attain some predetermined goals. So there are some predetermined goals as to what the student should be expected to do, or to gain, or to improve, or to develop from the teaching under modern concept. So there it should be learner, that means student, as well as the teacher, and curriculum. So what is being presented, what is being taught, the syllabus, and other variables. Other variables, as we go, we'll get other variables like instruction materials and all. Learning variables, aids to learning, those things we'll be getting. So other variables should be organized in a systematic and psychological way, so that it helps in attaining the predetermined goals. That is the modern concept. So you have to, while going through this, you have to get it the first time only. So what is the traditional concept, modern concept? Because based on this, they will ask multiple choice questions. Under traditional concept, modern concept, they will ask multiple choice questions. So there are some definitions. We will go through some definitions also. We'll quickly go through the definitions. According to Morrison, so Morrison, what he is saying about the teaching, defining the teaching. Teaching is a disciplined social process in which teacher influences the behavior of the less experienced pupil and helps him develop according to the needs and ideas of the society. Thus, teaching is reduced to what the teacher teaches. So, according to Morrison, teaching is reduced to what the teacher teaches. That's all. Next, Smith. Smith states that teaching is an organized system of specific activities aimed to help learner learn something. Teaching may be carried out in the presence of the teaching may be carried out in the absence of the teacher also. Teaching may be carried out. Again, Smith states that teaching is an organized system of specific activities aimed to help the learner learn something. Teaching may be carried out in the absence of the teacher. So they give the statement like this: teaching may be carried out in the absence of the teacher. This was the definition given by Morrison, Smith, and other two names. So you have to select Smith. So that is also important. They may mostly definition related, like very rare as far as I see, but there is chance like one or two questions they may ask if they want. So these are like popular definitions given by popular personalities. So that's why it is important to know that also. So remember that also. So again, under Smith, there are these points also. Smith further elaborated the definition. He also elaborated definition also. His definition. He considered teaching as a tripolar process. So who considered teaching as a tripolar process? Smith. This kind of question will get. So he considered teaching as a tripolar process involving these 3 points. First one, agent or source producing learning which may be human or material. Agent or source producing learning which may be human or material. Second, a goal or target to be achieved. And the third one, the intervening variables consisting of learning or teaching situation involving human or physical conditions and instructional methods. So these are the tripolar process given by Smith. Next, Gage, G-A-G, Gage. His name is Gage, the person Gage, defined teaching as personal relationship between the teacher and the taught. Taught means here the student. Between the teacher and the taught, causing behavior modification of the learner, of the student, of the taught, of the pupil. So all these are the words, the same words for student. It is a student we call, it is pupil we call, it is a learner we call, and it is also taught. We call him also taught. So okay, Gage defined teaching as personal relationship between the teacher and the taught, causing behavior modification. Now, next one, this two are there. Now fourth person, Amidon, AMI divine. Amidon consider teaching as a process of interaction between the teacher and the taught, that means student, teacher and the taught, as a cooperative enterprise, a two-way traffic. This definition considers teaching as a set of properly planned and clearly defined activities undertaken for the achievement of certain objectives. So this is the definition given by Amidon. Next, Clark. Clark broadened the scope of teaching and included all those organized activities that may result in modifying the behavior of the learner. So what did Clark do? So according to Clark, teaching is, the Clark broadened the scope of teaching. He broadened the scope of teaching, Clark, and included all those organized activities that may result in modifying the behavior of the learner, that means student. Next, the famous personality, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, also what he said about education. Educationists should build the capacities. So mainly educationists means teachers and also managements running education institutions, whoever are involved in the education, influencing the students or making the students impart education also, all those come under educationists only. Educationists, that's why he merely didn't say, Abdul Kalam merely didn't say teachers, he specifically said educationists. So that all will be included from pre-primary school level to higher education also, higher education institutions into including professors also, all comes under education institution. That is why he used the word broad word educationists, not just teachers. So educationists should build the capacities of the spirit of inquiry, creativity, entrepreneurial and moral leadership among students and become their role model. So he gave excellent definition, that APJ Abdul Kalam. Once again, educationists should build the capacities of the spirit of inquiry, creativity, entrepreneurial and moral leadership among students and become their role model. Right? That was said by APJ Abdul Kalam. Next, let's move to, okay, it's already came to 17 minutes. So okay, in the next video we'll be going through the nature of teaching. So as I move to the further concepts, I will be a little bit quick, because anyway, as I said, speed is there, you can increase decrease the speed. I will go a little quick so that the time will be within some short time we can cover more things. Okay, the nature of teaching, characteristics of teaching, this will be like point wise videos open, so that we can quickly go through. So wherever you want to listen again, so you just can go that 1 or 2 minutes back, then you can listen that. So suppose I read the definition, I repeated, but further going I will not repeat. What you do is, if you want to listen that again, you just go back and listen, not a problem. Okay, just go back like 30 seconds or 1 minute, 2 minutes, based on how much you want to say. Go back and see it. So in the process of reading itself only, I will be explaining where the explanation is required. As I said, you can comment also. You can comment like, how is it, like this way of teaching is fine. You can comment that also. Okay. So as I make more and more videos, what happens is, if you are able to get it quickly, you can definitely increase the speed. Going further, I will be quicker in saying, that is fine. Even then also you can increase the speed and watch. Okay, that's fine, because I should be like starting to all kinds of students. Some are at lower level of understanding, some will be at higher level of understanding. That's why I chose this method initially. As I said, going further, I will also get the feedback and I will also think about it. I will also be knowing. Now I started this and explaining like this. As I am going like this, I will only understand, okay, to continue like this, or to fasten it, or to change some other, like that I will be doing. Not only that, along with this kind of teaching, along with this kind of reading and explaining, some topics I prepare myself, and without book I'll be just using the board and explaining to you also. Those things also will be coming in the video. So don't immediately judge. Don't immediately conclude with this just one video, please. Okay. As we go video by video, as I come to the 9th, 10th, 11th video, then you will understand. Even I will also understand how to go about it. So that is one thing. So further point by point order, we'll go quicker. Next, yeah, this much for this video. Thank you. Please comment and give feedback.